Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, the entire build up to Resident Evil Village, I covered it very little because of school, and that sucked, but now the semester is over, and here we are covering the post-game. Today, we're talking about potential upcoming DLC and what it could have. Now first, right off the bat, let's get the boring DLC out of the way first. We know there's going to be an Unlock Everything DLC, just as there was for Resident Evil 2 and 3 Remake. This is to be expected at this point in the series, and will probably launch in the coming weeks. I think that there is a high chance that we could get DLC packs for weapon charms, special weapons, as well as save themes, and this is being speculated because of the trauma pack and the fact that that's what that contains, so they could easily add in more stuff by going that route. So to make it more obvious what I mean, imagine you purchase a Carlos pack and it comes with a charm of both his Resident Evil 3 remake and the original model, and his CQBR assault rifle, which could be slightly more powerful version of the current rifle in the game already, and then finally the save room theme could be any song from Resident Evil 3, whether that be the chase song or a save song. I wouldn't be too picky. They could do that with several packs, but I think it would be pretty cool as long as they don't charge too much. Now it's time to talk the juicy DLC. So we all know that what follows is a little trip to the European branch to the BSAA, but that's the ending. We didn't see what's next, which leaves three options. One, that could be the basis of Resident Evil 9 Apocalypse. Apocalypse is just the working title, so we're just gonna run with that for now. Or step two, it will be upcoming story DLC, much how Resident Evil 7 had a ton of story DLC, and I would be hard pressed to imagine that they won't do that for Resident Evil 8. Or three, it'll be nothing more than Capcom teasing us and making us suffer. I think it's more likely that something that big would be handled in Resident Evil 9, but given what we know about thanks to the time jump, then I'm not sure, because now assuming Rose is 18, then Chris would be 66 years old during the events of the time jump. So if they're going to set that up, then it's a high possibility that whatever happened at the BSAA could be DLC instead. I don't want to jump the gun, but I theorize it would be the start of Resident Evil 9 and then time jump to 2039 where the post-credit scene takes place. Now the only reason I'm thinking that is because if they're gonna set it up so like Chris finally ends the BSAA once and for all, and then Rose is the new main protagonist, then that would make sense, but there's always a possibility that this scene with Rose is just a one-off thing and we'll never see her again. There are also the possibility that mercenaries could be the face of a ton of DLC, whether that be free or charged. We could see areas from Resident Evil 7 added in, different scenarios such as Chris's team fighting the BSAA soldiers. That would be hard since they'd have guns, but would be so much fun. I think we could also potentially get levels from Resident Evil 2 and 3 Remake added into the mercenary modes, which could be a stretch, but I think they would likely be added in since we've not had our mercenaries in a Resident Evil game in what feels like 10 million years. Finally, I think costume DLC is likely, which may sound strange, but I could see Resident Evil 5 Chris's attire as an option, Ada dresses for the big lady, or even attires based on the big baddies in 2 and 3. I could also see different models for the enemies as well, since there are enough options and unique enemies to change every model but the main bosses. Either way, we know DLC is coming and I can't wait to cover it. I think Resident Evil Village gives a lot more options for DLC than 7, 2 Remake, and 3 Remake did, so it's going to be interesting to see how the next 6 months unfolds with post-launch content. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, try not to die, and I'll see you in the next video.